Welcome, guys, to another episode of Live Your Life, Sis. My name is Lola, and I am here with my beautiful co-host.
Hi guys, my name is Temi.
Well, welcome, guys. If you're new to this platform, we are empowered women, empowering other women, and encouraging other women to live their lives unapologetically. We are encouraging
Yes.
women to unlearn, to relearn, to grow, without societal standards. And today we will be talking about self-love. Right, Tammy?
Yes, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm actually so excited about this topic. I love it so much. And it's almost like, how often do we practice self-love? When was the last time you practiced self-love, Lola?
Well, I can't remember. honestly, I can't remember because honestly, today I was like washing my face and I realized like I have so many bumps on my face. You guys can't see it now, but like I have so many bumps on my face, and I was like, I need to like really take time to focus on me and like focus
But you still
on.
look so beautiful. I can't see any bumps
Oh,
anyway. I
don't say
mean,
that. It's make me
yo,
cry.
oh God.
But for real though, like I know you can't see it, but like it's rough. Like my face is rough, and it's because I feel like I can spend more time, dedicating time to exfoliate my skin and things like that. I can do so much
True.
better. And honestly, I can't remember the last time I practiced self love because no, when we're introducing this episode, you said it's a topic I love. I don't love it. My body
And you,
loves it. My body
true.
needs it. Do I always enjoy it? No, because sometimes I don't know. It's just like I have to like it's like I don't I need it, but I don't want it.
I think
Do you
that's such
get
an
that?
interesting perspective. I think
Yeah.
I've always heard people talk about self-love in a wonderful light, like self-love this, self-love that. They never really
Yeah.
explain, how they feel towards
Oh.
it. And I think a lot of people can relate to how you feel, honestly. Even me, because I mean, when did I practice self-love? I think unconsciously we're usually practicing self-love. We just don't know
Yeah.
it. Like I
Yeah.
know this even with the way you hype yourself up on a daily basis, on a
True.
correction, on an hourly basis.
Oh.
I mean, I think literally you're low key practicing it, without
Yeah.
knowing, because it's just that
I
self
guess.
itself. It's that self affirmation,
Yeah.
constantly, and then it's just like how we're battling between self loathing and self love. It's something that occurs every throughout the day, throughout our lives.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I recently practiced self love because we had an interesting conversation during the week, where I was getting overwhelmed by a couple of things
Stuff.
and
Stuff.
stuff, stuff. And I was getting overwhelmed by them, and I was just like, I guess I just wasn't feeling enough, and I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling like like there were certain things I was worthy of, or I was really just feeling out of it. And it boiled down to me not even knowing what it was till I was able to get someone on the outside look into my situation. But I think that really would be the most recent time that I practiced self-love, where it was literally, I remember the exact words were breathe in, breathe out. Like that is such an underestimated, undervalued exercise. Breathe in, breathe out, and then just acknowledge that I was enough. And I think it was such a revealing moment for me as well, to see that, as much as we think we're practicing self-love, even though we are, but sometimes we don't take the time to be in the moment and actually practice it, and actually like be in that action, in that activity of saying, okay,
Right.
I'm loving myself right now, and I'm
Right.
choosing to ignore the acne. Sorry guys, I don't get acne. It's one of my many gifts. But it's also my can relate to, but like other things I can relate to would definitely be like even something like my teeth. Like I've always been growing up, I've always been conscious about smiling. So it's recent that you're seeing me like,
Really?
I'm serious. Like it's recent that I'm really all out with my teeth out. Even in my
Do
pictures.
it. Let me see it. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Look at you.
Look how pretty. Look at this gorgeousness. Anyway.
I love it. I love it.
But you know, it's the reason that I'm doing that now. And you know, it took me taking the time to say, this is how God created me. God loved how he created me. God created me wonderfully, fantastically, in my beautiful black finesse skin.
Yes.
I was about to say something, but anyway. But you know, so it's really that. It's really about taking the time to breathe, relax, and just be in the moment and love yourself.
So
Making the
intentional.
choice.
It's intentional, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's it. So let me rephrase that. I don't think it's difficult. I think it's just I have to be more intentional about it because it's not something you just think about. It's not something that comes to you naturally, like, oh, I'm thirsty, let me drink water. Sometimes you need people to remind you that maybe you just need some time to practice self-love.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just need to remind yourself, I need to practice self-love at this point. So I feel like it's not that it's difficult, It's just that it has to be intentional. It's not what comes to your mind like this, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, so I feel like that's it. And I feel like the reason why I would probably say like, because I know, like what you said, I practice self-love in some areas. When some other areas, I need to also like, yes, I can hype myself up and build my confidence. That is a form of self-love. But there's another form of self-love, which is taking the time to actually take care of your physical, you know,
Body.
appearance or your physical health, your mental health, emotional health, and things like that. So I feel like, wow, self-love it's a journey almost, I guess. Is it like a journey?
It definitely is. It definitely is a practice, constant practice during the journey. Now we're working at but but it definitely is. It definitely is.
Constant practice in the journey of life.
Oh yes. See, you're the one who's good with words, you know. We just think I am.
You're good with words too. Come on. But yeah.
But I think it's definitely it's definitely a journey. It's consistent. Yeah. It's rough. And that's the thing. Like a lot of people, we always hear self-love, but we don't get into the weeds of how you practice it. You know, which is just something that me and Lola just talked about how we just have to sit ourselves down, take the time, acknowledge that you need rest sometimes. Sometimes self-love is about rest. You know? Do you want to jump us into that, Lola?
Rest. Let me tell y'all this, and I'm very sure many people are good. I don't know how to rest. I feel like Timmy, I don't know if you also know how to rest, because I feel like sometimes when you're very ambitious, you know, and you want to do this, you're like, do this, do that. Rest is not the thing that comes to your mind. It's not. It's just not the thing that comes to your mind. And it reminds me of my grandma, because my grandma, you always have to remind her, no, sit down. You don't have to do this. You're getting old now. You know. I feel like everyone has that parent or that friend, you know, that they always have to do something. And if you're like
always on the go.
Like that, always on the go, always want to think about something, always thinking about the next step. What's on my list that I haven't done? And sometimes you have to remind yourself that you are just a human being. Just chill and just rest.
And honestly, when we say rest, we're not just saying like sleep, you know, watch a movie, lie down, you know, and all that. That's just not all rest is. Rest sometimes is almost absence in reality. I know that kind of sounds scary, but it's almost like taking an actual mental vacation, like where you're actually just, you know, breathing in you, living in you, you know, you're taking time to recuperate, to reflect. You know, that's like the season of rest is more than, you know, and obviously if your way is to watch a movie, then, you know, we're in the same group. You know, if not, if it's something else, if it's like going out to the waterside, if it's, you know, just taking in that air, it's taking in nature, taking in what you can see around you. It's silence.
Being in the moment.
Being in the moment. You know, sometimes people always think that you need a reason to rest. Like, I have to. Oh, I'm in your business today. It's
Call
almost
me
like you
out.
have to like have done like lengthy work, to before you
You
can
have
now
to be
say, oh,
sweating.
you have to be
Your body
sweating.
has to push
That's
you.
you have to be exhausted.
You have
Like
to be dozing off for you
there's
to rest.
some people feel like they had to look like they just came from war before they can rest. But
For the
you
rest,
know,
yeah.
but really that's not it. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it's like the emotional weight of life, and you just need to take that time. And that's honestly because there's so many segments to self-love, and that's why we're gonna have more episodes on this. It's gonna be a
Yes.
series for you guys. But
Mm-hmm.
it's more or less about actually taking the time to love yourself, but it also includes resting.
Yes.
Includes
Yes.
resting.
There was one thing that my therapist from school told me
Mm-hmm.
when, I was dealing with some things, like, always having so much to do and everything. She told me, why don't you just include rest in your list of things to do? Like, you have, do this homework and call this person and reply this email. Why don't you just include rest? And that's why I
Yeah.
started trying to do that. Just include rest, or just include sleep, or don't do anything, on my list to do. And honestly, it helps. It helps
It
because then
helps.
I can actually hold myself accountable. And it goes back to what we're talking about. That self-love is intentional. It has to
It
be
is.
intentional.
It has to be. It really has to
It
be.
has to be intentional. And I don't know if I told you about this, but like some weeks ago, it was this Saturday. I didn't have anything to do. There was nothing on my list. There was no one to call because all my friends were out, busy doing stuff. So I
And it
just
was
said to go
out.
outside.
Sorry.
You
Continue.
were out.
Okay.
Let me see. Were you out? I can't remember, but I think
Don't
you
worry,
were
I was
out.
probably out.
I think you
Okay.
were out actually, or maybe I was replying you. I was waiting for you to reply me or something like that. I,
Uh,
mean, I think
okay. Let's
you
let's
went out. You
let's
went out with your
move
friend.
from the
No,
reply. Okay.
no, you went out with your friend. Anyways, and you went out with your friend. I'll tell you about it later. But
Okay.
I sat down outside around like 7 p.m. or something and just watched the sunset. I told you about it the next day,
Oh
right?
yeah, I think you sent me a
It
picture.
was, yes, I sent you a
It was
picture. It was
so
so
beautiful. It was breathtaking, honestly.
Oh my
It was
goodness,
beautiful.
it was so beautiful to me. And I sat on there for just like 30 minutes with no phone. There was no one in the house too. I feel like God was just like, sit down and don't do anything. Just sit down and observe this and just take it in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just sat down, just watched the sunset. Was it sunset or sunrise? No, sunset because it was setting. But it was so much fun. It was so beautiful, and it just reminded me that the world will still move on. The world will keep moving on and things will keep
Yeah.
moving on. And even if things don't go the way I want them to go, even if I'm not able to achieve this today or do this or do that or achieve everything on my list, the world will still go on and everything will be fine, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something I want to, keep doing, keep in my schedule, dedicate time, be intentional about, and just sit down
Mm-hmm.
outside, watch the sunset, or just watch the flies, the butterflies, the trees. Those ones I was on the phone with my friend and I was just like, oh my God, the trees are so beautiful. I don't know when I started doing this, but I feel like I'm getting to like this nature journey, whatever.
Girl,
But
me too.
it's
Like
it's ve- it's very, very good to do.
I feel like. So I think honestly, I realized there's levels to rest through that. I realized that before my idea of rest was okay, just be on my bed, watch a movie on my phone or something. That's just relaxation. But that's just me being lazy. There's a difference between you being
You're
lazy
right.
and rest. So but then the thing was that I realized that the times where I felt so refreshed and just full of life anytime I took a period of rest was when I wasn't doing anything. Like it was just like silence. I wasn't with my phone. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just with my thoughts. I was just with and I was probably looking at a landscape or something, or looking at the sky or just breathing in the air. Like I can't explain it. It's something you have to experience for yourself, but there's just something so magical, so fantastic about it.
Yes.
That serene
Yes.
atmosphere. And it was just like, I remember, I know every single time that happens, I just feel so refreshed. Like I'm ready to go. Like, and I don't mean just go, but I'm ready to go with so much energy, with so much like
Yes, it's
imagination,
refreshing.
creativity. You know, it's refreshing. It's refreshing. And
And
I just feel
it's,
good love in
it's good.
myself. Mm-hmm.
I
Let's
feel
keep
like
going.
it's really good that you said that, because sometimes when we are doing so much, we don't think about resting, because we're like, oh, if I rest, I won't be able to do this. But it's like, if you rest, you will be empowered to do more. Like, you feel
Yep.
more energetic. You have more inspiration. You
Mm-hmm.
want to do things differently. You want to do things better. So
Yeah.
anytime, this is for you guys, anytime, and for me, anytime your mind is playing tricks with you, you don't want to get the rest when you know you need the rest, and your mind is telling you, if you rest now, you won't be able to do this. You're going to fail your exam. Just remind yourself that even if it's just 10 minutes rest, this 10 minutes rest will allow me to be more energetic, will allow me to be more focused. So give yourself reason to rest and be more intentional. And we would like to know what you guys feel about this topic, rest, self-love. So drop your comments, subscribe. We cannot say this enough.
Yep.
Please subscribe
Subscribes.
and drop
Subscribe.
rating for us. Is it rating or review? Rate us.
Review.
Rate us on I don't know if it's review.
Review
Drop a
rate
review.
both.
Yeah, both. Yes, review, rate on Apple Podcasts, wherever platform you use to listen to us. We would love to connect with you guys. We'd love to know how you guys feel about this, and
Yep.
how do you rest. Please let
Yeah.
us know, right, Timmy?
Yeah.
And last words. Last words. I think you
Last
go first.
words.
I have special last words for
Then why
people.
am I
So you,
going first? Okay, okay, sorry. I'll go first. So last words, you don't need a reason to rest. You really don't need a reason to rest. And I think the bottom line also is, don't compare yourself with how much work you've been doing compared to others, and think that because you haven't worked as much as this person, or you haven't stressed as much as this person, there's no need for you to rest. You're like, you came on this earth by yourself, and you're on this journey, on your journey. People will be part of your story, but it's still your journey. So never feel
yes.
pressurized or have a reason to want to compare yourself to when you need to rest. Rest when you need to rest.
Yeah,
Rest. Breathe,
I like
breathe
that.
in, breathe out, and know that you are enough.
Timmy, that was going to be my last words. You stole it.
Sorry, get another one.
I was going to say I was going to say well, I'm going to say it again. Breathe in, breathe out. You are enough. Okay?
Period. Period.
So subscribe, tune
Tune
in,
in, join the
let's join the
conversation,
conversation,
and let's
and
change
let's
the
change the
narrative.
narrative.
Till next time. Bye, guys.